Hi, this is Ken. Let me start with a bold statement. Tesla is no longer just an EV company. It's quietly becoming the infrastructure of the AI era, and February may have been the month where that transition became impossible to ignore. If you only looked at the headlines, February felt messy for Tesla. The stock dipped below $400 at one point. Sales in China showed signs of slowing, and there was even news that a key leader involved in the Robotaxi program had left the company. But underneath those headlines, something much bigger was unfolding. Cybercab rolled off a production line in Texas. FSD began moving closer to Europe and the Middle East. And Tesla's Megapack business started expanding into the world of AI data centers. When you connect those pieces together, a very different picture appears. Today, I want to step back and look at Tesla's entire February, and more importantly, what it tells us about where the company is heading. Because if you are a long-term Tesla investor, this shift is extremely important to understand. Let's start with the stock. Throughout February, Tesla traded roughly between $400 and $430. It didn't collapse, but it also didn't show the kind of explosive momentum that some AI companies have experienced recently. Meanwhile, the broader market has been extremely enthusiastic about artificial intelligence. Companies like Nvidia have delivered powerful earnings tied directly to AI demand, and the market rewarded them. So a natural question emerges. If Tesla is also considered an AI company, why hasn't its stock moved in the same way? I think the answer is actually quite simple. The market is no longer paying Tesla for potential. The market now wants proof. For years, Tesla's story has been about the future: robotaxis, humanoid robots, autonomous driving, and AI systems that transform transportation. But most of those technologies are still in the transition from concept to reality. Robotaxis have not yet launched at scale. Optimus is not yet in mass production. And FSD, while incredibly impressive, has not fully translated into massive revenue numbers on the income statement. So the market is asking a different question now. Not what could Tesla become, but what can Tesla prove? This shift from expectation to verification often creates a sideways period in the stock, and that's exactly what we may be seeing right now. But to really understand Tesla, we have to step back and ask a bigger question. What kind of company is Tesla actually becoming? Most people still think of Tesla as an electric vehicle manufacturer, and technically that's still true. But if you've been following Tesla closely, you probably realize that description is no longer sufficient. Tesla builds electric vehicles, but Tesla also builds solar panels. Tesla builds the Powerwall, a home battery system. Tesla builds Megapack, a massive grid-scale energy storage system. Tesla develops its own battery technology, including the 4680 cells. And of course, Tesla builds AI systems like full self-driving. At first glance, these businesses may look unrelated, but they actually share a common foundation: energy infrastructure. Tesla is not simply building products, it is building the systems that generate energy, store energy, and ultimately power an AI-driven world. And once you see Tesla through that lens, many of the company's recent moves start to make much more sense. One of the most interesting developments in February involved Cybercab. Reports indicated that a Cybercab unit rolled off a production line at Gigafactory, Texas. That moment may seem symbolic, but it is extremely important. It signals that Cybercab is no longer just a futuristic concept vehicle. It is entering the manufacturing phase. And according to comments from Elon Musk, there is even the possibility that Cybercab could eventually be priced below $30,000. If that happens, something remarkable could occur. A fully autonomous vehicle could become available at a price point similar to today's Model 3. But Cybercab is not just another car. In fact, it may represent an entirely different category of product. Traditional vehicles are designed for human drivers. Cybercab is designed for artificial intelligence. There is no steering wheel, no pedals. The entire system assumes autonomy, which means Tesla is not simply improving the cars we already know. Tesla is designing a world where transportation itself is autonomous. Now, let's zoom out even further, because Tesla's ambitions are not limited to vehicles. Consider what is happening with urban infrastructure. The Boring Company is currently advancing underground transportation systems in cities like Nashville. These tunnels connect places like airports and downtown areas, and the vehicles that move through these tunnels are Tesla vehicles. In the future, it is entirely possible that these vehicles will operate using full self-driving. Now think about what happens when you combine three things: underground infrastructure, Tesla vehicles, autonomous AI driving. What you get is not simply transportation, you get a complete urban mobility system. This is where Tesla starts to look less like an automaker and more like a mobility infrastructure company. Of course, none of this works without artificial intelligence, and that brings us to full self-driving. Another important milestone in February was that Tesla's FSD system surpassed 8 billion miles of real-world driving data. In the world of autonomy, data is everything. Not demonstrations, not simulations, real data from real roads. Tesla's advantage is a feedback loop that looks like this. Cars drive in the real world. Driving data is collected. The AI trains on that data, the software improves, and then the cycle repeats. The more vehicles Tesla has on the road, the faster this learning loop accelerates. This is one of the most powerful advantages Tesla has built over the past decade. And now, that system may begin expanding globally. There are signs that FSD could move closer to approval in Europe. Public road testing has already begun in places like the United Arab Emirates. This suggests that Tesla is gradually transforming FSD from a regional technology into a global platform. Another area that deserves more attention is Tesla's energy business. In February, we saw a growing discussion about Megapack deployments connected to AI data centers. This connection is incredibly important. Artificial intelligence requires enormous computing power, and enormous computing power requires enormous electricity. In other words, the AI revolution is also an electricity revolution. Data centers must operate continuously. They need stable power, storage systems, and energy management. Tesla's Megapack systems are designed precisely for that environment, which means Tesla is not only participating in the AI economy through software, it may also become a critical part of the energy infrastructure that powers AI. So, when we step back and look at everything that happened in February, a pattern becomes clear. Tesla is evolving into three interconnected systems: artificial intelligence, energy infrastructure, and mobility networks. Cybercab represents the mobility layer, full self-driving represents the AI layer, Megapack represents the energy layer. Together, these layers create something much bigger than a traditional car company. However, the market is still waiting for numbers. How many Robotaxis will actually launch? How many Optimus robots will be produced? How large can the Megapack business become? Those numbers will ultimately determine Tesla's next phase of valuation. Right now, Tesla is in a transition from a company driven by expectations to a company that must deliver proof. Understanding that shift can help investors avoid being distracted by short-term headlines. So let me ask you a question. What kind of company do you think Tesla really is today? Is it still primarily an EV manufacturer, or is it becoming something closer to an AI and infrastructure platform? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoy deep Tesla analysis like this, please consider subscribing. I post new Tesla insights every day. Thank you for watching, and let's continue enjoying life in the future. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.